Saturday, family, friends, and community members joined the Wolk family at Castleton's Casella Theater to celebrate the life and accomplishments of Dr. Arthur Wolk. The beloved Rutland area pediatrician passed away November 17th at the age of 97. Today, the new Arthur and Florrie Wolk Meditation Center is open at the Rutland Regional Medical Center, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to offer our community a place of serenity and stillness. Before the celebration of Dr. Wolk's life Saturday, his son, Castleton University President Dave Wolk, sat down with me to talk about his dad, the Meditation Center, and to share a favorite memory.
I'm really blessed to have had so much time with my dad. He passed away November 17 at 97. He lived a really full life, one of charity and love and compassion for all people. Really good with babies and kids, and wonderful with their moms and dads too, and the best father you can imagine. I go through life with him perched firmly, gently on my shoulder, sort of my guiding light. And I actually think about him, you know, what would Dad say, what would Dad do? And actually, he's probably saying to me now, all right, enough, don't talk about me. But I have so many incredible memories. I mean, I was blessed to be with him so much toward the end of his life. We were together 24/7 during the journey and his ordeal at the end. Thank God he passed peacefully and without pain, and we were all together, and it's the way it should be. I had been through that for a few years with Diane and then with Dad, and in both cases we were really fortunate to be blessed by a peaceful, pain-free departure.
Arthur and Florrie Wolk were married for 68 years. The couple has 3 sons, 16 grandchildren, 8 great-grandchildren, and a large extended family. In the final days of Art's life, he gave his son Dave specific instructions, one he won't soon forget.
After he died, he told me that he had some personal things that he wanted me to go through, and I've been responsible for their health care, power of attorney, and all those other things. But he had left a file marked personal, and I went through and saw a lot of articles that he'd kept, and poetry from his father, and I found something there that I never knew he had. So 46 years ago, when I'm a high school senior in Rutland, I applied for a scholarship through the U.S. Senate Youth Program through the Hearst Foundation, and part of the competition was to write an essay, and I did, and I was really fortunate to win the scholarship. It pretty much paid for my first year at Middlebury, and I got an all-expenses-paid trip to Washington, got to see government in action, or government inaction at that time, 1970. But what was pretty special was that Senator Aiken, who we really loved, called me and told me that I had won, and then he said he was going to call my father, and I thought, well, that's really wonderful, because I know my dad really admired Senator Aiken, and he did, and so my dad told me afterwards that he had called him, and I thought that was great. So I'm going through this personal file, and in it I find the essay that I had written that was part of the competition, and the title was Great Vermonters, Past and Present. Well, I had written it about my dad, and it was, in my penmanship, because we didn't have any typewriters then, or printers or copiers. You wrote everything out, and penmanship counted, right? So I wrote this tribute to my dad. And I never knew that he knew that, so there it was.
Many in the community know Art Wolk for his compassion and kindness. Always willing to make house calls and see patients without payment, Art Wolk left a lasting impression on many, especially his children.
I think all of us in our family would love to emulate his love for life, his love of children, his appreciation of family, his kindness more than anything. Anyone who knew him would say the first thing he would say about Dad, kindness, his compassion, his wisdom, his judgment, his good humor, even when challenged, and just giving. He was one of the old style doctors who did house calls, gave it away if someone couldn't pay. then that was fine, because he believed medical care was a right and not a privilege. I remember working in his office when I was in high school, just helping out with the bills, and there were so many of them where you'd say, do not charge, do not charge. If somebody couldn't pay, then that was fine with him. And he never made much money, and he didn't care about that, but he made so much that was worth more than money. And at Christmas, we would get these bottles of hooch, he would call it, whiskey or whatever, and all these wonderful Polish and Italian and Irish treats, and they were from people, I never knew them. They were from people who were just grateful to him for giving free medical care.
The Wolks have a deep connection to the Rutland community and our community hospital. It's because of this that Lynn and Dave Wolk made a donation to the Rutland Regional Medical Center for a new meditation center named after Arthur and Florrie.
Lynn and I decided to do it to honor my folks, and also because we love what's happening at Rutland Regional Medical Center. And I think Tom Hubner has done a great job with his leadership there. And everywhere you go at our hospital, which is such a treasure, you feel the love and the compassion they have for patients and the families of patients. So Mary Nemeth, who's the vice president there, is a sweetheart. And it was actually her vision to establish this meditation center. In the old days, they had these small rooms, chapels really. And this would be, and is, non-denominational and open to everyone 24/7. The lights are always on. And it's this sanctuary of serenity where anyone can go for their moment of Zen, whether you're a patient or a family member, staff member, or anyone who has no connection to the hospital can go there. And my mom's paintings from 20, 30 years ago, a couple of them are there, and the music is perfect, the lighting is perfect, and my mom went there with my daughter right after Dad died, and I was in there the other day with her for a couple hours playing Christmas music, and it was really peaceful. So Lynn and I felt that was a great way to honor both my parents, because my mother had been a volunteer there as a gray lady and had volunteered a lot in the community, worked with kids. And so much of what my parents did was in a volunteer way. So it just seems like a fitting tribute to them, and it's going to be there always and forever.